Please help me, I need 100 subscribers. I thought anniversaries were sacred. A day to celebrate the life you'd built together, the memories you'd shared, and the promises you'd kept. That's what I believed. That's what I thought Claire believed too. We had been married for 5 years, and this anniversary felt like a milestone. I had planned a quiet dinner at the restaurant where we had our first date, a bouquet of her favorite flowers waiting in the car, and a small gift that I had spent weeks choosing. But when I arrived at her apartment that evening, I noticed something strange. Her living room was empty, lights dim, the faint sound of laughter echoing from outside. I frowned, setting my keys down, and as I stepped onto the balcony, I saw her, Claire, smiling, holding a drink in her hand, standing close to someone I immediately recognized, her ex-boyfriend Ryan. Time froze. My heart pounded in my chest, my stomach turned. The man I had never trusted, the one I had always warned her against, was standing there, celebrating with my wife, our anniversary. I felt the air leave my lungs. She noticed me instantly, her smile faltering for a fraction of a second before she plastered it back on. "James," she called, voice bright as if nothing was wrong. "You're here early. Come meet Ryan." I didn't move. I didn't speak. My mind raced, trying to process what I was seeing. All the memories of our anniversary traditions, the dinner reservations, the flowers, the careful planning, felt like lies. Betrayal doesn't always come with shouting or drama. Sometimes it arrives quiet, subtle, and sharp enough to cut you in half. Claire stepped closer, extending a hand. "I thought it would be fun to celebrate together this year. Old times, you know?" I looked at her, then at Ryan, and finally at the balcony railing. The cool night air hit my face, sharp and clean. In that instant, I realized something fundamental. I had given my trust completely, invested my heart entirely, and she had spent the anniversary with someone else. Someone she once loved, maybe still did in secret. Without a word, I turned, walked past her, and left the apartment. My footsteps were quiet but resolute. Every step was a declaration. I would not be a part of this betrayal, this mockery of what I had believed our marriage to be. Outside, the city lights stretched endlessly, indifferent to my heartbreak. But for the first time in years, I felt a strange clarity. I was walking away, not from her memory, but from the version of myself that allowed this to happen. I drove aimlessly, gripping the steering wheel as the city lights blurred past. Every memory of our 5 years together flashed before me. Birthdays, late-night talks, quiet Sunday mornings, the laughter we had shared. And now, all of it felt tainted, replaced by the image of her smiling with Ryan. When I finally returned home, the apartment was empty, eerily silent. I didn't even knock. I knew she was there, probably replaying the evening in her mind, oblivious to the storm I carried inside me. Claire appeared in the doorway, wearing a dress she had chosen for the evening. Her hair curled perfectly. She smiled, hesitant this time. "James, we didn't mean." I held up a hand, cutting her off. Don't say anything." Her eyes widened, then narrowed. "You walked away?" "I thought." "I saw," I said quietly but firmly. "I saw you celebrating our anniversary with Ryan. With him. Not me. Not the person who has been here for you every day for 5 years." She flinched but tried to hold her ground. "It wasn't like that. We were just reminiscing. I wanted to show you I could. I don't know, make peace with the past." I laughed bitterly, a sound sharp enough to echo through the empty apartment. Make peace. Claire, this was supposed to be our day. Every memory, every tradition we built together, thrown away in favor of someone you once loved. And you expect me to see it as innocent. Her lips trembled. I didn't think it would hurt you. I didn't think. I interrupted. You didn't think? You thought nothing. You acted, without considering me, without considering us. That's betrayal, Claire. That's not a mistake, that's a choice. She stepped back, tears brimming, words failing her. I could see the fear, the shame, the realization that this was different from any argument we'd ever had. This wasn't about misunderstanding or miscommunication. This was about trust broken, and the foundation of our marriage crumbling before my eyes. I took a deep breath, steadying myself. "I can't stay here tonight," I said. I need space to think, to breathe, to figure out if there's anything left worth saving. And right now, I don't see that. She opened her mouth to protest, but I shook my head, already walking toward the door. My bag was already packed, a silent declaration of my boundaries, of my refusal to accept this betrayal as normal. Outside, the night air was cool against my skin, but it couldn't wash away the burning ache in my chest. I leaned against the hood of my car, staring at the city skyline, replaying every detail. Claire's smile, Ryan's presence, the casual way she treated our anniversary as if it were meaningless. I realized something vital in that moment. Love alone doesn't fix betrayal. Trust, respect, and accountability are the pillars of any relationship, and she had shattered them without hesitation. I had invested my heart completely, given her everything, and she had chosen someone else for a night I had been counting on for months. For the first time, I allowed myself to feel the full weight of the hurt. Not just the anger or disappointment, but the emptiness of realizing that the woman I loved could disregard our years together so easily. My hands clenched into fists, then loosened. I wasn't going to scream, plead, or beg. I wasn't going to give her the satisfaction of watching me break. I walked back toward the apartment one last time, keys in hand. The door felt heavier than usual. I paused, listening to the faint sounds of laughter and music inside. This was the life I had built, now poisoned by betrayal. But it didn't belong to her. It belonged to me, and I was reclaiming it. Without knocking, I slipped the key into the lock, opened the door, and stepped inside. Claire looked up, eyes wide, expecting an argument, a confrontation, or maybe tears. But I didn't give her any of that. I simply set my bag down in the hallway and looked at her calmly. "James, please," she started. I shook my head. "No words, Claire. Not tonight. You've made your choices. I've made mine." And with that, I walked past her, up the stairs to the door of our bedroom, and gathered the last of my things. Every step was deliberate, every movement a reclaiming of my dignity. When I finally walked out, I didn't glance back. As I drove away into the night, I felt a strange clarity. The marriage I had once believed unbreakable was gone. But so was the version of myself that had allowed betrayal to fester in silence. Whatever came next, I knew I would face it with my head held high, guided by the knowledge that self-respect cannot be compromised. Not for love, not for fear, and certainly not for someone who chooses deceit over honesty. For the first time in years, I felt free.